Well, here we are at the real trade show in Nuremberg with real people, real exhibits, real Felix, real Roland, and we are broadcasting live into the world from the SPS trade show in Nuremberg. This is what we call the Olympics of automation, and we are so happy and so glad that we can be here real in person. But we noticed that not everybody can make it in the world to join us, especially our dear colleague Nick from Australia. Okay. He is still awake, so good afternoon, Nick. Thanks for watching. So for you and all the others, we have the broadcast here from our trade show. 3 days, always 10 a.m. in the morning German time. And we have together 18 different technology topics. We have 22 experts in the next 3 days. And besides the two of us, we have a team of 12 of the live interactive team member, camera, sound, and so on, who are supporting us. And for one reason, to bring you every day 30-minute condensed latest technology highlights from Beckhoff. That's what we can do for you, but you can also do something for us.
There's actually more than 12 people to the live and interactive show.
Is it? Okay.
So it's us here in Nuremberg, but there is also a big group of people sitting in Ferl at our headquarters who is very keen to answer all your questions. So Patrick, Tobias, Caroline, and some other colleagues are sitting there to answer your questions on Vision, on TwinCAT, on Xplanar. So if you want to know anything during the live stream, feel free to type in your question into the chat windows on LinkedIn or on our homepage. If you want to have some further and deeper discussions, then we are ready for this as well. Then you can write an email to meet@beckhoff.com, and there you can set up your personal appointment today with one of the Beckhoff experts, which you will see in the live stream, or which you maybe already know anyway, and then you can discuss specific things about the highlights of this exhibition. In the background, we see that the beer is loose, how we say in Germany. Yeah. So there is already a very crowded exhibition booth, and I think, Roland, you have to already go to the first station, right?
Yeah, I think we will start with technology, so I'd like to invite you already for the first exhibit. And this is already one of our trade show highlights, because it's ATRO. ATRO is a synonym for automation technology for robotics. And that means that Beckhoff, for the first time, is presenting an own robot. The robot is not something new. The typical robot is around since maybe the 70s. It needs motion, it needs energy supply, communication, precision. And this is all something we can do at Beckhoff as well. And that's why we decided to present here for the first time our own ATRO, automation technology for robotics. But it is not just a robot, it is a very special robot. And Thomas is one of the team leaders in the robotic team. So we call our robot a modular robot.
Yes.
So what is the specific feature, or what is the importance for a modular system? Why have you decided to do that?
So Roland, normally if you look at other industrial robot manufacturers, they all have fixed structures of kinematics. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by that is, like, you have an industrial robot, a 6-axis robot, you have a Delta robot, you have a SCARA robot, but they come in different sizes. But for a customer point of view, you pay a lot of money for the robot, and you have to use it with every feature it has. So this means you have to use all 6 axes of the system, but in our case you have the modularity of the system, so you can build your robot for your own application.
But that means that if I see a movie from an automotive plant, for example, with the robots welding something, this is always one fixed structure, one fixed robot normally.
Yes, you have to use 6 degrees of freedom, but in our case, most customers come to us and they say, I only need 5 degrees of freedom or 4 degrees of freedom. And in our case, it's easy to implement it and to adjust it at the customer needs. Yeah.
The other day, we made a little video where you were actually assembling this thing. So let's take a look to the video. And what have you assembled?
So the base is where we plug in all data, fluids, and Ethernet. Mm-hmm. And then I connect motor modules, so the modules who are really making the movement. Okay. Then we have link modules in between to get a bigger range of motion, and we have some more motor modules, and in the end the customer has the possibility to mount his own gripper and end effectors.
Now the video took only like 30 seconds now. So how long does it really take to put this together?
So in this case, so for a normal standard 6-axis robot, it took about 3 minutes.
Okay. Now I've seen no cable, but you told me that we can rotate endless.
Yeah.
So how do we do that, and what is the benefit for that?
So the benefit, so how we do that, that's still magic.
Okay.
But in the other hand is, if you see a robot and there's cable around, so you always have to unwind your whole system. So it means if you have a pick and place application, you pick something and you place it, but you have to unwind it, and that's a non-productive way for the robot.
Yeah.
In our case, we can move endlessly. So you pick something, you place it, you pick something, you place it, so you turn around endlessly.
Excellent. So this was mechanics and first advantages. Now I think I would like to move over to further advantages. Now, a robot is normally not standalone. So I think, Tommy, there are more benefits to the Beckhoff ATRO system than just endless rotation, right?
Yes, the robot is fully integrated in the Beckhoff automation system. So that means if a customer already is using our PC, our TwinCAT, it doesn't have to have an additional robot controller. You just connect it to EtherCAT and can run it on a separated core and program it from the same environment. And you only need a 48-volt power supply. That's no additional cabinet. Therefore, like standard robot controllers, you always have an interface and have desk times and a lot of time integrating this interface to the PLC program. You can get rid of this because it's in the same real-time system.
Okay. I noticed that some other robot manufacturers do have an EtherCAT interface on the base, but now in our case we have it throughout the entire robot arm all the way to the end, correct?
Yes.
So automation, high speed from the bottom to the top, all the way.
Exactly. And another benefit of this is because we developed EtherCAT, and it's the widest market on sensors and actors. So you can use any kind of safety or non-safety sensors in conjunction with the robot now, which is very difficult to do with other robots. Yeah.
I think it is a complex product, but the story is simple to understand. So the key question is, when can I get it?
Yeah. So the plan is, and it looks pretty good, that we will have it available in the second half of 2024.
Okay, that's not far away if you think about the complexity of the system. So that's about ATRO, automation technology for robotics. And Tommy told us it's fully integrated in TwinCAT, and that's a good handover to Felix when we go into the TwinCAT team.
Before I talk with Henning about the TwinCAT features, the controller redundancy, I would like to point once again on the interactive character of this show. So we are already very pleased that some people from Malaysia, from Greece, from Indonesia, and from China said hi. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for watching. We are very, very happy that you are tuning in. Now I would like to have a chat with Henning about controller redundancy. Yes. Henning, what is this and why do I need it?
So this is a new product for Beckhoff. The TwinCAT controller redundancy, or all redundancy products, are about reliability. So increasing the reliability of a plant, of a manufacturing machine or whatever. Either doing that on communication level, so by having two cables next to each other or distributed from each other, or in this case we are putting two controllers next to each other, executing the same PLC program in the same time environment, for having them synchronized, so one could fail, the other could take over.
Okay. So one controller is dead, machine is still running. This sounds like a very, very nice advantage, especially if I think about processes where you have some very, very expensive things which you are manufacturing, where you have big tanks, for example, with some liquids inside. But what do I need for this besides a second PC?
Yeah. That's a real important point for the TwinCAT controller redundancy. It's pure software development. So we are taking usual Beckhoff components like our IPCs, of course 2 of them obviously, otherwise it's not a redundancy solution. We put below of that, we put 2 CU2508, which are doing the communication to the field level on the one side, and the synchronization of the timings between both IPC on the other side. So we have 2 synchronization lanes between the IPCs. The one is the direct connection by Ethernet, which is, again, not a special redundancy module or something like that. It's a usual Ethernet cable, And then we have the EtherCAT communication between the CO2508 for synchronizing the time.
If I understand you correctly, the clue is really we have a standard PC, standard port multipliers, and standard cables, and then just a software edition, and then we have the controller redundancy.
Yes.
And if I now would like to know what's happening in my machine, so how high the boards are flying, how my IOs are doing, how can I diagnose, how can I interact with the two-controller system then?
There are two aspects we need to talk about. The first one is the communication to the diagnostics interface.
Okay.
So of course, if one controller fails, you would like to get informed about that. So you could replace the controller or at least have a look what's going on in your plant. On the other hand, you have the communication from the HMI system for gathering the actual process values, so the height of the balls in the current state or something like that. For the HMI communication to the process values, we developed in our ADS protocol, which we are using all over TwinCAT, a transparent communication. So the HMI system or any MES or SCADA system in the top of the redundancy controllers is able to talk to the active controllers. So one of these participants here is always the active one, the one which is controlling actually the field, here indicated as a green one. And then the HMI would gather the process values, of course, from the active system, while the other one is still monitoring the active participant.
Okay, so a lot of comfort for the user in terms of interacting with the system, standard hardware, just in addition to software functionality, but a second PC. And I think there is a conspiration behind this, because who will profit the most from a second PC? I think that's people who sell IPCs. Roland, what can you tell us to justify yourself on that?
Well, honestly, Felix, nothing to justify, because with redundancy, you have the best availability of your system, so it's worthwhile spending just another PC. But when we talk about IPCs, I like to highlight two brand new IPC generations we present on this trade show. And for the first one, Felix, I think we need to talk about 11th generation Core I, which makes its way into our compact IPCs, but also all the other IPCs. So when we talk about the 11th generation, what is the key feature of that? Just longer availability or anything else?
Yeah, of course, products are long-term available, so customers can choose if they want to stay with the old generation or if they want to go directly with the new generation. Now we implement the 11th generation into the entire product portfolio, so we talk about 16 compatible successors in our product portfolio. And the key feature, the technology, is the Intel speed shift technology, meaning that we can set the clock frequency of each single core with TwinCAT 3 up to a specific level, also in the turbo mode, and also real-time capable.
Well, that means they can really boost one core to like 3, 4, even 5 gigahertz if I want to.
Yeah, for example, for really performance-demanding single-thread applications, but also with 8 cores, so also with TwinCAT 3 customers for many core applications as well.
Now, I noticed that 11th generation, not the end today. We even have a further new product. And I'd like to present now also for the first time here at the trade show, the implementation of Intel's 12th generation. And for that, Felix, you have a new feature plus a new IPC.
Yeah, this is the C6040, our new compact PC, the most powerful PC we ever made with Intel's 12th generation Intel Core I processors. So we talk about 16 cores in this compact design. We talk about up to 5 gigahertz turbo boost, because we do have speed shift technology as well as the hybrid architecture. And this is the additional feature that we got with the C6040. So when I talk about 16 cores, I talk about 8 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores. So you can perfectly adapt the system with TwinCAT to the specific requirements of most applications, or nearly all applications.
So here we are. We contribute from the development from Intel CPU technology. We have the latest technology available for availability plus speed shift, and also hybrid architecture in the new C6040. This is amazing news on this trade show. Yeah. Further news are in our input and output module department at the IOs, and I hand back over to Felix.
Yes, and I'm standing here in, I think, what is the forum at least with the most products inside. So we always say that we have 1,000 I/O terminals in our portfolio and that we are covering more than 100 signals. And now Irina is with me and we would like to talk about a new terminal. What kind of signal are we addressing now?
Yeah. We have here our new MultiIO terminal, so we don't have a new signal, but we have at least 9 different standard signals just in one terminal. Starting with the digital inputs with a configurable filter, go to the digital outputs with a 0.5 amps. It also can be used as PWM outputs with a configurable frequency or the pulse width. But also we have the analog input and analog output integrated with 12-bit resolution that can be used for current and voltage measurement. And last but not least, we have also multifunctional digital inputs that can be used for a counter or encoder.
So a lot of existing functionality combined in one terminal. As an electrician, I would be pretty confused, I think, how to wire everything and to make sure that this terminal actually acts how I desire it. So if I want to have digital inputs, for example, I need to tell the terminal somehow, you are now a digital input. How do you do that?
Yeah. So we decided to use for the configuration for show in TwinCAT this modules and slots model. It means that you will have different slots and use for each the modules. And the really nice thing here is that you can have only valid configurations, and if you configure your terminal, you will also see only valid process data, and also the COE settings will be adapted automatically. Furthermore, we have also one new feature integrated, so at least you will have a new tab, and after the configuration, you can also see the new or the configured pin assignment directly in TwinCAT.
So you can actually switch the identity and the nature of this terminal just in software. I think that's a wonderful example, but still I think bringing so much technology and so many different chips into one housing, isn't that a little bit over-engineered, and isn't this a little bit more expensive than just using conventional I/Os?
Just from the beginning of the development, we look on the price. So we wanted to make a really price-attractive solution. At least you don't need to use all of the different signals. It's also enough if you will just use 4 digital inputs, 2 outputs, and 1 analog input. You will save at least 15% of the price.
Wow.
And yes, if you will use more of the complex signals, you will even save more of the price.
And I think an additional thing is also the space saving. So typically for 3 different signals, you need 3 different I/O terminals.
Yeah.
We have this available, no problem, but that's 36 millimeter instead of 12 millimeters. So we save space, a little bit of money, and I guess also some space in the warehouse, right?
Yes, because you have only 1 terminal in the warehouse and not many different ones.
Thank you very much, Irina. I think this is a wonderful addition to our I/O portfolio, the combination of many different signals which we already have into one housing. I think many people will be able to use this.
You're welcome.
We also think that another system will be very, very relevant for maybe every Beckhoff customer. And we introduced this system, the modular automation system, in November 2021 from our first live and interactive show in our production shop floor in Herzebrock. Since then, Paula, and actually much longer, is with the MX team. And
Yes.
Paula, can you take us back? What happened over the last 12 months?
Well, after we presented the MX system, we showed it to a lot of our customers on the automation updates in Europe. And we had quite some positive feedback to the MX system. And then we presented the MX system at the Hannover Messe, and even our Chancellor, Scholz, visited us, and he put together the MX system.
So we know it's lawyer-proof. We know that everybody can use it.
Yes,
Everybody can
very
assemble it,
easy, yes.
and all our customers seem to like it. And now we are here in the highlight forum of the SPS, our most important show. It looks like we have 10 by 10 square 10 by 10 meters
exactly,
roughly.
yes.
10 by, wow, perfect. 10 by 10 meters here available for showing everything around the MX system. What can we see here, and why should people come here?
Well, first of all, we have our workbenches where everyone can put together the MX system within just a few minutes. And then we have our portfolio, and we show all the functions that are available for the mix system. We have some application examples to show our customers what is possible to do with the mix system. We have the benefits, and we show that the mix system really is dust and waterproof. And we have 2 special workplaces, and I think this will be shown tomorrow.
The conjunction of hardware and software was also pretty impressively shown by Irina with the MultiIO Terminal, and I think there will be some software functionalities for the MX system tomorrow.
Yes.
If this and all the other things which you can experience here does not convince you, then we have one last weapon, and this is Hans, who is now with Roland and will have a look on the bigger picture as well, and especially on the MX system.
It's of course a pleasure for me to welcome you, Hans, at the end of our first day here at Live Interactive, because we have seen already so many innovations, and for sure Beckhoff is known for innovation. Sometimes we have a technical evolution, sometimes revolutions, and there are always new products which can be used by our customers, and we are still developing new products. I sometimes have the feeling it's enough. So why do we need, again, so many new products like ATRO, MX? So is it really necessary to continuously improve and develop new products?
Well, you see, I'm doing automation now for 42 years, and over these 42 years we made many revolutionary things, and as you say, each year evolutionary things. And so sometimes we thought, that's it. Now we made it, nothing new is possible, everything is invented. Human mankind has thought this all before. No? So I remember a famous guy who was in the head of the American Patent Office about 1900, and he thought he should close the patent office because nothing more could be invented, he thought. And so, okay, he turned out to be wrong, and the same is true with automation technology. So there are always new ideas, sometimes because some new technology can be imported from other areas of the market and technology, sometimes because it's an ingenious idea developed by some engineers, but it's always possible. And it's fun to do new things. It's fun for us, for our engineers. We have about nearly 500 engineers now, which are responsible for product management with a lot of very experienced experts, a lot of young talents, and they all have fun in doing new things. And it's necessary, as we say, because we have the duty to bring new ideas to our customers. So if a machine builder is deciding to go with Beckhoff, he is doing a decision for the next 10 years, hopefully. And then he has to rely on Beckhoff in terms of quality, reliability, pricing, troubleshooting. We are not free of trouble, but very important, he selected us because we are a company which is bringing innovation to him, to the machine builder, and this is necessary.
Yeah, so customers are also driving us. But if I look around now, maybe we can squeeze a little bit through the booth and see what we've done here.
Yeah, a lot of wonderful...
I mean, we have so many products, Hans.
Metal with electronic.
If I just take a look to the Total MX forum. Can we sneak through? Yes. Let's see if we can find our way here. Come with us. Just here, we have, I think it's 140 new modules.
New products,
So how can we manage that actually from the development power that we have all these new products beside all the others?
This is a good question, and I'm asked this from, especially also from our friends, from our competitors, how we are doing it. And for sure also from customers. But the basic idea is a very clear architecture in our automation system, which is based on platforms. So we have one platform for I/O, especially with 3 sub-platforms. We have every 2 years a new IPC platform in terms of motherboards. We have a very stable communication platform, EtherCAT, and we have a very stable software platform with TwinCAT. And on the base of these platforms, we can now do a quite solid and forward-going development of new ideas. So if we had to invent everything completely new, we would not be able to do such a thing. But we can reuse our whole know-how and technology and put it in with a little bit different, more functionality into new products, and that's one of the secrets behind it.
I think for MX, that might be obvious because there's EtherCAT as the communication bus, there's the motherboards for PCs, IOs and so on. But if you look around, we take a look to maybe XTS or Explainer. I mean, that looks like a complete different system. But is this still a platform idea that there are the same core technologies part of it, or how is this managed?
Yeah. Oh, we are there, okay. So the the XTS was something which was triggered by a customer demand, but then we invented a lot of things, and we had the idea that our PC control would be able to do the calculations for traveling magnetic fields in the PC, and with EtherCAT we could see that we could control the current through the coils inside the motion coils. And so we could imagine how the problem could be solved with our base technology. And then we found it interesting, and so we did it. And in between we had to develop a lot of new things, but basically it was a customer who had this demand. We had the idea how it could work. It was interesting, and then we did it.
Yeah, and that was good engineering work, basically.
Good engineering work, and it was a revolution. It is a revolution, and it really changed the way packaging industry, for instance, or assembly industry is working. And so it generated something good for our customers and also for us, for sure.
Now, this is technology like we had ATRO before MX, but if I now take a look around here, I mean, the booth is filling up, but not everybody can make it to the trade show.
Yeah, that's true.
So we need our sales force, who is now here, but next week, Salesforce need to go to the customer back again. So what can our customers expect? That we have so much news, but the Salesforce can still present and support our customers?
Yeah. As you know, so Beckhoff is always trying to be in a direct contact with the customer. So we have now in the world around 5,500 employees at all, and 1,800 of them are working near the customer as sales engineers, application engineers, support engineers. And this is a really part of our offer we are giving to our customers. It's not only hardware and software, it's also support for engineers who are also normally available in the neighborhood. So we want to be near the customer so that the local language is talked. And what is important, most people in our sales channels, mostly all of them worldwide, are well-trained engineers. So they understand automation technology, and they're working with our customers on solutions. So they're selling our products for sure, but this is the second step. The first step is always to find the solution together with the customer. And so the sales people have to be a little bit genius people, so who know so much about automation, but they have the support from the application engineers, also from headquarters, and this combination of having local salespeople, local support engineers, which are by themselves supported by headquarters if necessary out of Germany. So this is it's a perfect combination, I think.
And obviously, it seems to be the right way because we will have a very successful year again. Now, I know this afternoon is a press conference and you are going to announce, let's say, the expectation for year end, but maybe we can have a little sneak preview already now.
Secretly tell you.
Secretly tell me. So what do you expect for our business year 2022?
Well, we had last year already a good year, so you know we crossed the 1 billion barrier and we ended up with 1.18 billion in the end. And in the moment it looked like we're ending up with 1.4 to 1.45 billion, somewhere in between.
This is another 20-something% growth.
In addition, to the growth we made before. And there I can only say thanks to our production people who managed 50% growth, more than 50% growth in 2 years. And thanks to our customers who are giving us the orders.
Yes.
And thanks for the understanding in our customers that not all parts are available as they should be, but it's becoming better. And we made it together. We make it through this complicated situation in the moment. But yeah, once again, thanks to the customers in two directions, giving us orders, and thanks for understanding.
Well, that's a perfect closing for day one, more or less. We had technology news. We had the secret about our development strengths. We have a prosperous year ahead of us. We can say thank you to the customers. And Felix, we have 2 specific questions we'd like to answer, correct?
Of course, there are millions of questions, but we have 2 special questions. The first question is actually from our dear friend Jacob Zagatowski, who was with us.
Oh, famous Jacob.
Famous Jacob. He was with us at the automation dinner last year, and now he is this year at the Hannover Fair. And now he's very interested entering into the controller redundancy and the availability. So will it be available in 4024 or will it start with 4026 and when will we have it?
Yeah. No, it's based on 4026, which is about to be released in the first quarter of 2023. But the controller redundancy we just announced on the Aachener Fair this summer. So we will need more time to develop that and currently believe and schedule the first release for the end of next year, so end of 2023.
Yeah, we showed it on the Aachener Fair because this is a process industry show, and redundancy is naturally fitting exactly to this kind of applications. It can also be used in machine building, but it's primary in the industry. It's used more in the process area, and Aachener is the show to go for it.
I think Roland would love to see it in every machine, but that's another topic.
There was thinking about triple redundancy. What do you think about
Even better, maybe we can do quadruple.
Another topic, also software-based, so the software people are really asking the questions in the morning, is the TwinCAT implementation of ATRO. Thomas, what can you tell us about that?
We have in TwinCAT we have already since many years kinematic libraries and coordinated motion libraries, and for ATRO we will add a configuration tool, 3D configuration tool in the future. But it's not only for ATRO; it will also be usable for Xplaner, XTS, and all the systems. And on top, we will have a graphical programming language to make the entry level even lower for users to program the robot and probably all the other motion things that we have. Fully integrated.
So dummy users like me and you should be able to program the robot.
One tool to rule them all. That's the end for today, right?
Here we are back down to earth. Dummy users that Felix and myself can even program the robot. Now, it is exciting for us to do this live and interactive, and we really appreciate that you're watching us. Now, we have to go back to work here to talk to customers. You enjoy the rest of the day, and please come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. when we have the second day for live and interactive. Thank you. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.